So we'll begin. We're going to start on our backs this morning. So you can just lay down and go to sleep. I have my 2 blocks at the top of the mat. Once again, if you don't have these this morning, it's fine. Just grab something that looks relative in size. So as you lay down on your back, you're going to separate your feet hips width distance, such as this, and relax the shoulders down on the ground. Have your palms flat to the floor and just feel your lower back on the ground, feel your feet on the floor, and stabilize our pelvis. It's very important that all this stays very aligned as we move through the practice, okay? Everything has a modification. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh and do this. Now, as you do ankle to knee, keep your left foot down, your right thigh drops open, and flex your right foot strong. And just be here for a few breaths. So the beginning of the practice is meant to be slow. It's very engaging, and you want to just focus on little movements in your body as we come to this space. So keep the foot down, the left foot stays down, and focus on an external rotation. That will be movement away from you with your right thigh. So keep doing that. And this may be enough for you. And if it is, then stay with this. If not, lift the left shin so it now becomes parallel to the ground. Reach with your hands and grab in between the triangle space over the left shin. And then pull your calf towards your butt cheek. Relax the shoulders, but continue the action of a strong flexed right foot. And keep feeling like you're pulling your left shin with your arm straight towards you, but your right leg is moving away from you. So your right shin, your right knee, and your right thigh is gently rotating towards the front of your mat. Now, it may not make a big rotation, but just the feeling. Stay here, 3 breaths. Connect to Ujjayi breathing. Inhalation is through your nose. Exhalation is also through your nose, through the back of your throat. You never want to get to a place in your yoga practice where you're panting or you're gasping for air. We have a visitor, and she decided she doesn't want to do yoga. Okay, tell Jake. Good. He's cooking something. Let's hope the house doesn't burn down. So with this right now, keep the legs exactly as they are. Arms are now going to reach forward. Your left tricep is going to come in the instep of the front of your left foot, right foot. So it looks like this. Flex your palms. Scoop out your belly and look forward. So as you lift, you're doing an abdominal exercise, but you're not lifting with your head. You're lifting with your core. So keep flexing your right foot strong. Now bring your left shin so it goes parallel to the ceiling. Reach more with your arms. So you're basically setting up like you would be in an ankle to knee and then coming down and doing flying pigeon. Flex the palms a lot. Activate your arms a lot. Scoop out the belly a little bit more. Now, as you extend out, the arms are going to reach back and the legs are going to move forward, and you're going to hover the mat. It looks like this. And then you're going to hug back in and do it again. Reach forward, flex the palms, flex the right foot, lift the left shin so it's parallel, and flex the foot like you're leaving a footprint on the wall in front of you. One more time, you're going to reach back, hover everything, flex the right foot strong, hug in one more time like you're flying. Good. And then relax down. Take your right foot and your left foot back to the mat. Other side. Cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Pause. Just do that much. So everything we do is always a setup for what's going to come later on. Yeah. Just do that much. External rotation of your thigh. Feel your lower back down and just breathe. Good. Now from here, you're going to lift the right knee up and then reach with your hands and grab over the front of your right shin. Good. And then pull the right calf towards the right butt cheek. And as you do that, let the shoulders draw down the back. Let the left foot continue to flex and move it away from you towards the front skinny edge of the mat. Keep the neck nice and long, everything neutral. You should feel your back on the floor. And you should feel a very nice stretch through your left outer hip, your piriformis, as you breathe. Give it a little bit more energy. Draw the navel to the back of the spine. Keep the legs as they are. Start to reach the arms forward now. So your arms are kind of karate chopping your left shin. Your left foot flexes firm and it comes close to the outside of your right arm. Flex your palms. Now lift your right knee, your right shin up so it's parallel. So you're creating this strong shape. Scoop out your belly and draw more energy forward. Hold. Keep the lower back down. Make sure you're not lifting from your neck. You're lifting from your core. Your shoulder blades lift up. Reach forward a little more. Now, as we extend out, we're going to reach the arms back, flex the palms firm, flex both your feet, and hover the ground. Hug it in like you're flying in a flying pigeon. Karate chop that front shin. Reach forward more. Draw forward a little bit more. You got it. Extend out. Let everything hover in a position that works. Flex your hands, flex your feet. Hug in, last time right here, draw in really tight, really close. Lower the feet, hug the knees to the chest. Rock and roll a few times. Create some momentum, cross your ankles, step back to a tabletop position. Tabletop position right here. Yes. In your tabletop, your hands are directly underneath your shoulders. The toes can curl into the mat here. Inhale the breath, sink the spine down and look forward. Exhale the breath, fire up your arms, round the spine deeply, look in. Connect the breath. Inhale, sink the spine down, stick your tush back. You got it. Exhale, round the spine deeply, look in. Again, inhale, sink the spine down and look forward. Exhale, round the spine deeply and look in. Keep your knees directly where they are. Drop your forearms down to the ground. So it's kind of like you're going into a forearm plank, but your knees are on the ground. Hold here. Spread your palms wide, broaden across the upper shoulder blades. So your arms should be making the number 11. The hands are firm to the ground, and you're creating a little bit of an up dog with your chest here. Keep your neck nice and neutral. Keep the left toes curled into the mat. Extend your right leg up and back. Make sure you don't open your hips. Square everything off and hold. Flex strong through your right foot. Fire up your right glute, your hamstring. Flex the foot firm towards the back wall. Keep pressing your hands and your forearms down into the mat. Draw the navel to the back of the spine. Keep your gaze to the front edge of your mat. Draw the right knee back. Keep the toes curled. Extend your left leg back. Flex the foot. Fire up. The forearms are down, everybody. Yeah. Flex the foot. Make sure you're not lifting your legs super high. It's just hip height. Really firm up. Draw the navel to the back of the spine. Strong back leg. Knee back down. This time you're going to extend the legs straight back and come to a forearm plank. Lengthen your tailbone. Hug in. So if you prefer just keeping your knees down, you do that. That's why I showed that as an option. Lengthen your tailbone. Move your eyes to the front edge of the mat. Broaden across the upper shoulder blades and hold. Contract the thighs. Pull the navel to the back of the spine and feel like you're moving your shoulders away from you. Sustain right here. Strong line of energy moving from the crown of the head through your heels and moving back and forth. Move more weight forward onto your tippy toes. Hold. Inhale your breath. Exhale your breath. Very slow. Right palm comes and the arm straightens. Left palm comes, straighten both arms, plank position. Hold plank, lengthen your tailbone, draw the pit of the belly in, contract the thighs, squeeze your outer hips, your outer legs, your outer ankles, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a second to walk out your dog. So set up your hands. I like to widen them a little to the width of the mat, and then look at your index fingers and make sure they're forward. And then look back at your feet and make sure they're about hips width. So that's just about 2 fist distance apart. Bend behind your knees as much as you need. Take up quite a bit of space on your mat in this down dog. Move your shoulders away from the center line of the body. That looks good, Kareen. You can even give your knees a little bend behind them and then see if you can lift your hips. Breathe them really high up off your shoulders. Let your head just go. Yeah. And the goal in down dog is take the round out of our spine. Yeah, believe it or not, is to take the round of the spine. That's why we say a lot of times, bend your knees a little bit or a lot, and then that's gonna move your hips up so you can begin to lengthen the spine down. So play with that. Nice, Jody, looks really good. Stay with that right here. Good. Roll forward plank, stack your body nicely. Look forward with your eyes, bend your elbows in half, slow chaturanga. You can drop your knees. You can also just hold plank if you're not into the push-ups this morning. Keep your gaze forward. Lead with your heart and chest for a strong up dog or baby cobra. Your legs are strong and straight if you're in an up dog. The toes and the tops of the feet are pressing into the mat, and you're leading with your chest. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, land your right foot forward into a low lunge, the best that you can. If your foot doesn't all the way get there, you can just use your hands. Drop your knee on an angle, sweep your arms out and up, look up with your eyes. So slide your left knee, Amy, back a little so the leg is more on an angle. You don't feel like you're jamming your kneecap into the floor. Good. Hands come down to frame your front foot. Back leg goes strong, arms activate. You're just gonna step to a dog right here, right back to a downward facing dog. We're gonna do this a few times. Glide your left foot forward, use your core strength, drop your knee at an angle, sweep your arms out and up. Hug in from the center line, use the sides of the triceps. Make sure that your left knee and ankle are lined up, right? You never wanna see your knee coming over your front foot. Hands come down to frame your front foot, activate your back leg, engage your arms, step to a down dog, let your head go. Try it again, glide your right foot forward and through, drop your knee, relax the knee down, sweep your arms out and up, coming up supported lunge. Hands come down to frame your front foot, back leg strong, step back dog. To get some momentum here, left foot forward, back knee down, arms come out and up, supported lunge, look up a little with your eyes. You kind of want to lead with your chest. Hug the outer hips in. Hands come down to frame your front foot, back leg strong, step back dog. Right foot forward, back knee down. Do it again. Sweep the arms out and up. Got it. Hands come down, back leg strong, step back dog. Left foot forward, back knee down. Sweep your arms out and up. Start to link your movement with the breath. Hands come down. Plank position this time. Plank position this time. Bend your elbows in half, chaturanga. Drag yourself through an up dog. Point your toes. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Roll forward to plank. Hug your right knee to your navel. Your arms are straight up and down here. Your gaze is moving to the front edge of your mat and you're hugging your right knee in. Scoop out your lower belly. Keep looking forward with your eyes. Good. Step your right foot smack in between your hands. Turn your back foot strong. Don't come up. You're going to set your feet up for a warrior two. If you have a block or a pillow, place it to the instep of your foot. Right palm's going to go flat. Back of your tricep. Rest against the inside of your right leg. Left arm up. So it's a B variation from the ground up. Look down. Make sure your feet aren't crazy and all over the place. You should be heel to heel or heel to arch. Lean back a little into your inner thigh. Scoop out your ribs and turn your upper register towards the sky. So you're turning from right to left with your ribs. Grip your right hip underneath you and just have the two arms sliding up and down. Good. Look up with your eyes and hold here. Feel the strength of your back left leg. It's super engaged and strong. It's a little bit on an angle. Keep bending into your front thigh. If this is available to you for the last few breaths, close your eyes and just see how that feels a little different in your body. Blink your eyes open, anchor your feet and your legs, pull up to a warrior two. Stand up nice and tall in warrior two. So if you get up to warrior two and you feel like your stance was a little too short, scoot your right foot forward. You want your side ribs straight up and down, arms actively reaching in opposite directions and your tailbone lengthening towards the ground. Inner right thigh rolls open, back leg strong. Hold. Pick something to focus on. If you feel like your eyes are like all over the place, just pick one spot. It's called your dristi. And just focus on the strength of your upper body, focus on the strength of your legs, and then come to your breath. Run a little bit more energy through yourself. You never know what you can find. Two more. Straighten your right leg on track, turn your right toes in, interlace your hands behind your back, inhale your breath. Your toes are kind of turned in just like an inch or two. Inhale, lift your chest, exhale, come forward. This is a separate leg stretching with your hands bound. If having your hands bound like this is not optimal, you can always have your hands down on the ground or on blocks. Move your weight forward into the balls of your feet, let your head go. And this one, if you feel really tight in your hamstrings, bend your knees more. It's kind of like down dog in the sense that you want to breathe your hips up off your body so you can fold your torso down. Let those clasped hands drop closer towards the ground. Let the head go. You never want to sit back in your heels here. Move the weight into the balls of your feet. Good. Start to bring your torso up halfway, anchor the sides of your body, come up the rest of the way. Keep your hands clasped like this for me if you can. Turn your right toes out, your left toes in, so your legs are set up like triangle. Move your torso, so bring your left shoulder. Mine's going back towards my fireplace, my right shoulder forward just a little bit, side body long. Begin to tip to the right. Soften behind your right knee a little bit. My hands are still bound and I'm in the setup for triangle. You may not be going as deep or as far. Anchor your feet and your legs and find length through the side of your body. So you're not just dumping down. So it's about creating a shape right here. And then look up, look over your left shoulder, hold. Spread your toes wide. See if that helps you kind of grip up on the outer and the inner edges of your feet. And in turn, begin to pull up on your inner and outer thighs. Keep turning your bottom ribs towards the sky. Let go of your hand, slide your right hand to your shin and spread your left arm wide for traditional triangle pose. If you prefer using a block, place it to the outside of your calf. That's a nice option. Lift up out of your waist and hold here, triangle, Trikonasana. Just connect to your breath. Begin to feel a little bit more as we hold. Look down, circle both hands into an easy twist. If you like to utilize the block, it goes on the inside of your foot, right arm spreads up. If you feel like all your weight is dumping into your shoulder, a block is necessary, or tent the fingertips. Grip your right hip underneath you, back leg strong. You're on the ball of your back foot. You're bending your right thigh in half. Twist open a little bit more right here. Now, if you're on your fingertips or on a block, get your whole left palm to the ground. We're going into a side plank Vashisthasana. I'm going to move my transition very slow, so I slide my 2 feet nicely on top of one another. You can also drop your bottom knee. I will show the supported version of this. The right leg can stay firm like Warrior 2, or you can float it up hip height. Side plank Vashisthasana, something that you know you can hold for a few breaths. Lift up out of your waist and make sure your hips are squared towards your side wall. Lift up a little higher, grip your outer hips in. Look down, plank position is where we'll meet. Vinyasa, if that's what feels good for you. Chaturanga, upward facing, should be pretty bold. It's a back bend, a new breath. Hips up and back, downward facing dog, let your head go. Roll forward to a plank. Isn't this exciting? Hug your left knee in. Sounds like the popcorn stopped in the other room. So yeah, hug the left knee in. Arms are straight up and down. Scoop up your belly. Back leg strong. Hug it in a little tighter, a little closer. Give it a little bit more energy. Keep looking forward with your eyes. Land your left foot smack in between your hands. Turn your back foot strong. Utilize a block here. B variation from the ground up. Left palm flat or to the fingertips. Right arm extends up. You want the sensation like you're leaning back a little bit. Yes. Keep bending into your front thigh. That looks really good, Creed. Yeah. Nice. Stack the two shoulders here. Like practice how your arms would be in a side plank and feel that energy running from fingertips. You can always rest your arm on your thigh if it's too much. Grip your left hip in. Yeah. And turn your bottom ribs. Strong angle with your back leg. Really press through that foot, through that leg. Spread your arms a little bit wider. Look up a little bit more with your eyes. More breath. Strong with your legs and your feet. Pull up to a warrior two. Try not to bounce. Work it out here. Maybe the stance needs to go a little wider. Maybe it's too wide. Lengthen your tailbone. Your torso is not turning towards your front leg, guys. It's stacked in between your two legs. Yes, so it's straight forward. Arms reach bold across your body. Pick a dristi that works. Turn up the inner part of your left thigh to the outside of your baby toe. Sit a little deeper. Drop down into the pose. Let your body just explore. Use as much energy through your front arm as your back arm. Dig deep. Straighten your left leg. Turn the left toes in. Interlace your hands. Switch up the grip if you could remember. Inhale your breath. Bend your knees a lot. Exhale, fold. Fold again. Let your head go. Let those clasp hands drop down. If it doesn't feel good in your shoulders, just simply drop the bind and place your hands directly to the floor. Lift up on the arches of your feet so your weight's not moving into the insteps. Yeah, move more weight forward. Use the outer plates of your feet. Draw and move your torso closer to your thighs. Bend your knees deeper if it's not working out great. Let your head go. Feel your legs stay strong. Keep your arms bound. Come halfway up, pause. Good. Come the rest of the way up. Turn your left toes out, your right foot in a little. Set up your legs for triangle. Good. Spin your chest like a little bit more open, and then begin to take your left ribs down towards your left thigh just a little bit. So you're setting up for triangle with your upper torso, but my hands are staying bound. Turn the ribs from left to right. Look up with your eyes. Little softness behind your left knee. Mine's a little bit bent. My back right leg is super strong. So you're creating the shape of triangle. You're not doing anything with your arms to open up yet. Keeping them bound. Feel your feet press down firm. Use the core strength. Now begin to slide your arms in traditional triangle. Your hand to your shin. Your right arm slides up and then look up with your eyes. Utilize your block if you need it here. So if having your hand on your shin is not suiting you, then place the block to the outside of the calf. If your hand is on the shin, feel like you're moving the pant leggings up the leg. Get out of your lower back. Use more of your core stability to hold you up. Begin to look down with your eyes. Circle both hands to frame your front foot. You're going into an easy twist here. Your left foot is forward. Yep, your right heel pops up off the ground. Your left arm slides up. Tented fingertips, hand to a block, palm flat to the ground. When you turn here, make sure your left leg doesn't wing out. Keep gripping the left hip in. Keep the back right leg super engaged like plank, and stack the two shoulders. Look up. Dig the left heel a little bit more into the ground. Now focus a lot of energy on your right hand. Get it firm to the ground. Begin to roll into a Vashisthasana side plank. You can modify. Vashisthasana side plank. Stack the two shoulders, stack the two arms, lift from your bottom hip, flex your feet. Wherever you are is just fine. Lift up a little higher. Really nice. Look down, plank position. Plank position. Bend your elbows in half, chaturanga, pause. Lead with your heart and chest, upward facing, point your toes. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Land your right foot forward for a crescent lunge. Anchor your feet, sweep your arms out and up. Your feet are about hips width distance, guys. The weight's in your right heel. Your back leg is strong. Your hip points are moving forward. Your arms are energetically reaching up. Your eyes look up. Hands come down to frame your front foot, plank position. Decide what you need in this morning's practice. It may not be a lot of push-ups. Lower halfway, that's where I'm going. Upward facing. You can always skip them. Hips up and back, downward facing. Land your left foot forward, crescent lunge. It's a big step. Sweep out and up, look up a little. Hip points move forward, waist is long. Hands come down. You should be set up right here for a plank, or you step back to a dog if you prefer. Chaturanga, upward facing. Hips up and back, downward facing. Land your right foot forward, turn your back foot strong, warrior one this time. Just make the shape with your legs. Your back foot is almost completely turned forward. It's like a 60-degree angle. Arms out and up, warrior one. Steer your right hip back, your left thigh and waist forward. So your whole upper torso is facing forward towards the front edge. Hands come down, plank position, chaturanga, or right back to a dog. Upward facing is optional. Hips up and back, downward facing. Just keep going with this. Left foot forward, back foot strong. Warrior one. So grip your left hip underneath you. Press firm through the outer blade of your back right foot. Yeah. So there's a movement of your right ribs turning forward. Hands come down. Vinyasa or not. Meet me in a downward facing dog. You're doing great. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in through your nose and a loud exhale breath. Make some noise. I can't hear you, so you can make as much noise as you want. And then look where you want to go. Step or float to your feet to the top. Long spine on the inhale breath. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag your hands to prayer at heart. Drop your arms and stand still for a moment. Just feel your body. Feel your breath. Good. Slide the arms straight up towards the sky. Reach really long and strong towards the sky. And then lower your seat and sit into a chair. Also known as thunderbolt. Move the weight back into your heels. You can always take this with your legs a little separated. Hips width is recommended. Little up dog in your chest. Straighten out your arms. And then fold over bent knees, forward fold. Long spine sets you up. Plant your palms. You can step, or you can float through your vinyasa. Upward facing pulls you through. Hips up and back, downward facing. Step your right foot forward, turn your back foot strong, warrior one. If you got a thing with warrior one and you're not into it, take crescent lunge. Make the practice work. Hands come down, plank position, chaturanga. Upward facing, really strong through your legs if you're taking up dog, point your toes. Hips up and back, downward facing. Land your left foot forward, turn your back foot strong, warrior one. Hands come down, vinyasa or not. You meet in a down dog. Take a couple breaths there and leave it behind. Firm up the sides of your arms. Press firm through your hands. Look where you want to go. Step or float feet to the top. Long spine on the inhale. It's not always pretty when we jump. Yeah. Exhale, fold. Sit again into a chair pose. Weight moves into your heels. Press all the way up to stand. Drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms. Here we go. With excitement and joy. Stretch the arms up. Lower your seat into chair. Yeah, like stick your butt back. Dive over bent knees, forward fold, let your head go. Long spine sets you up, plant your palms. You can just step to plank, or you can hop light to a chaturanga. Yeah, upward facing pulls you through. Hips up and back, downward facing. Right foot forward, back foot strong, warrior one. It's not too fast, it's not too slow, it's just right for you this morning. Hands come down, plank to a vinyasa. Upward facing dog should feel good though. Hips up and back, downward facing. Left foot lands, back foot strong, warrior one. Hands come down, plank. If you're taking the chaturanga, make sure you want your shoulders not to drop too low. Upward facing, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Here we go, we're gonna do one more. Look where you wanna go, step or float your feet to the top. Get there light. Long spine, exhale, fold. Sit again into chair. Weight moves into your heels. Weight in your heels. Press all the way up to stand. Drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms, leave it behind. Here we go with excitement. My sister looks really excited right now. Stretch your arms up. She's like cursing at me. Sit again, chair pose. There you go. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Long spine sets you up. Exhale your breath, step, or float through a vinyasa. Upward facing, hips up and back, downward facing. Right foot forward, back foot strong, warrior one. Last one, make it count. Hands come down. You can go right to a down dog if you're like, these stink. I'm not into the chaturangas. Yeah. From your downward facing dog, land your left foot forward, turn your back foot strong. Warrior one on the left side. Hands come down. Plank position to a chaturanga. Upward facing point. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Land your right foot forward, turn your back foot on a strong angle, and cartwheel open warrior two. Yeah, warrior two. Just go for it. Less thinking about it. And more just getting to the pose. Warrior two, you were here before. Good. Really create a strong shape, a strong angle with your front right thigh and your back leg strong. Reach out with your right hand and slide it to the outside of your right foot today. I like a block for this pose. Yeah. Outside of right foot, left arm up. So going a variation of extended side angle. Yeah. Keep bending into your front thigh. Perfect. Your arm can always rest on the top of your thigh if this is too much. There we go. I didn't see my other boxes. I'm like, where do they all go? I see you now, Kristen. Looks good. Nice, Jody. Now, your left arm can slide forward if you want more. And then look up with your eyes and continue that motion of turning your bottom ribs, sitting deep into your front thigh and using the strength of your left leg to really press into the mat. Left arm's gonna slide straight up. Actually, I want everybody to bring their left hand to their hip. Take your left hand to your hip. Now look down. I like to turn my block the higher direction, float up into half moon. The block moves about 6 to maybe 10 or 12 inches to the right of your right baby toe. Slide your left arm up once you get to the pose. Stack your body. If your balance is a little shoddy today, you could always go towards a wall. You would lean your body. Like if my fireplace wasn't there, I'd lean my whole body against the wall and I could create the posture that way. If you'd like to add Chopasana today, Chopasana is a back bend within this posture. Bend your left leg in half towards your back, towards your butt cheek. Reach back with your left hand, grab the ankle, the kick goes behind you. Turn your bottom ribs, look off the left shoulder towards the sky. Soften behind your right knee a little bit and get a little bit lighter in your bottom right fingertips. Maybe come to 3 or 2 or 1 finger. Bottom hand can even eventually come to a prayer. Grip your right hip strong underneath you. And if you fall, welcome to the practice. If you took a bind, release and meet us in a regular half moon. Good, look down with your eyes, left hand comes to the floor, square your hips. Slide your feet together, sit into a chair, move the energy deep into your heels. Bring the hands to a prayer at heart center, inhale the breath, hook the elbow, take it to the right. So you're just taking a basic chair twist here. Look down, get in the habit of looking at your feet, your shins, your knees, and making sure they all line up. And then look up with your eyes, that helps a lot. Dig down deep, weight is in your heels. Keep moving the weight into your heels. Squeeze the legs tight, come around to chair. Strong chair pose, guys. Fold over your legs, let your head go. Plant your palms out in front of you, come high up onto your tippy toes. We're gonna set up for crow. Okay, your arms are straight up and down. Come high up onto your tippy toes. Press your arms firm. Split your knees apart. Take your knees high into your upper armpits. Your big toes can stay down for the entire pose. If this is where you are, this is fine. This is a good spot to hang. Draw the navel to the back of the spine and look forward with your eyes. If you have the ability to lift one foot up off the floor, then the other, that's the next step. Sometimes it doesn't work. Draw the navel in, drop the seat so you're not so high. Squat pose is also available. That would be squat malasana. It would look like this. 3 more breaths. Yeah, you're like, I'm gonna go for that option. It looks a lot safer. Nice, Kristen. Hug in, drop your tush, and then start to straighten out your arms. Step or float, vinyasa. Upward facing. Hips up and back, downward facing. From your downward facing dog, land your left foot forward. Turn your back foot strong and come right into your warrior 2. Right up into your warrior 2. Take a second to work it out. Half the battle with yoga is working it out. You're working out with yourself. That's the funniest part. Broaden across your arms and chest. You know, half your day is made up of working things out with other people, like that you live with or you work with. This is about working out with yourself. Reach across your body. Yes. Sit deep into your front side. Then start to lean forward and find your version of a variation, extended side angle. Hand can most definitely go to the outside of the foot. It could also rest on the thigh. Right arm reaches up and then slides forward. So your outer left thigh, if your hand is down on the ground, is pressing into the inside of your arm, just to give you an idea of what you should be feeling. Your bottom ribs turn, and there's a hooking of your hip. It's got a hook underneath you. And then if you're all over the place with your eyes, treat yourself to just one spot. Make a connection here. Slide your right hand to your hip, everybody. Look down. Move your block the appropriate distance, the appropriate height, and pop up into a half moon. Focus on your left foot, keeping it forward, your hip hugging in. Slide the right arm up if you're adding on. Your hand can stay on your hip too. You need enough space for your hip, your left hip and your left armpit. So to work out where that block needs to be, enough forward and over to the left. Adding in the Chopasana, bend at your right knee crease, reach down, grab the ankle. Remember, the kick does not go up, it goes behind you. I like to flex my foot. If you have that in you, you can try it into your right hand. Soften behind your left knee, maybe get a little lighter in your bottom hand, and then look up with your eyes. Grip your left hip underneath you, like really strong. If you took a bind, just release. Regular half moon, meet me there. Look down with your eyes. Right hand comes to the floor. Square your hips. Land your feet together at the top of the mat and sit into a chair with excitement. Chair pose. Strong, strong chair. Drag your hands to a prayer. Inhale your breath. Hook your right elbow. Take it to the left. The biggest problem here I find is that like we want our whole body to go with us. So just make sure that the lower half of the body is really aligned. The weight is in your heels. Your shins are moving back. Your legs are strong. And then, yeah, maybe open your arms if you did that on the other side. If not, just look up and breathe. Keep the leg weight strong in your legs. Pull around to chair. So like dig down a little deeper. Like see how low you can drop your thighs now. Like really sit low. Sit low, sit low, sit low. Look forward with your eyes. Move the weight into your heels. Draw the belly in. Press up to stand. Thank gosh. Drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms. Stand on your left leg. Draw your right knee to your navel. Just do this much. Grab the front of your right knee. Take your left hand to your hip. Some days our balance is not great, so this may be your posture. Don't feel sad for yourself. If you can move on, hook down, grab your big toe. This should happen pretty naturally. You shouldn't be falling all over yourself. Extend your right leg forward if the next up is available. Left arm can extend up. Pick a drishti point, something to focus on. Soften your hip, your right hip. Grip your left hip in. Soften your right shoulder. Lengthen your tailbone. The length of this pose starts in the standing left leg. Grip the thigh bone underneath you and then reach up with your left arm. Stay with this, guys. Soften the right shoulder. Anticipate to fall out and then just get back in if you do. Keep the lift of your right leg. Bring your right arm up. So right leg straight, arms up. Keep the lift of your right thigh. Drop your arms by your side body. Right leg is lifted or it can be bent in half. Interlace your hands behind your back. Float your right leg like a pendulum for warrior three. And if you need to utilize blocks here, ditch the bind behind your back and just place both hands on those blocks. Square yourself off like we did early in that forearm kind of planky thing. You're not opening your hips here. A little bit of an up dog in your chest. Flex your right foot strong. Good, so just like you got in, without the right foot touching the ground, see if you can come up to stand, float the right leg forward and through, straight up, arms reach up. Bend your right leg across, make the figure four. Sit now into a strong chair, ankle to knee. Move your hips back. Everybody take their hands to their hips. I'll turn towards you. And actually move your hips towards the back. Keep sitting, keep sitting, keep sitting. Keep bending into your standing left leg. Flex your right foot strong, external rotation. Now, reach your arms straight back like you're in an airplane pose. Grip your hips firm underneath you. Then, moving on, hands come down. I like the hands on blocks or hands tent to the floor. Like we did before, wrap the foot around the outside of your left tricep. Keep bending into your standing left leg. If you want to fly, go for it. If not, just stay here. Let your head go and breathe. Keep moving your hips back. If you're flying, lower the foot to the floor, meet us as we are, and then try together, bring both hands to your hips, come up at the same time to stand, lower your feet to the floor, stand tall. Take a deep breath in, you should feel something. Take a deep breath out. Here we go, we gotta do the other side. You all look so excited right now. Stand on your right leg, bend your left leg in half, grab the front of the left knee, keep your right hand on your hip. This may be the posture, this is cool. Reach down, hook the big toe if you're moving on. This may be your next step. Extend the leg forward. Reach the right arm up. So just fixate here on one spot. Lengthen your tailbone. Grip your hips underneath you. Soften this left hip, the hardest part. And then find the length through the right side of your body. Contract the right thigh bone. Reach up through the right fingertips. Keep the lift of the leg. Bring both arms up. See if you can do it. You may need to bend the knee. Reach up big. Keep lifting the left leg. Drop your arms by your side body. Interlace the hands, opposite grip. Begin to float the left leg back and through warrior three with bound hands. You need to dump the bind. Place both hands on those blocks. Soften behind your right knee a little bit. Turn the left side down. Flex the foot strong. Look forward with your eyes and lift your chest a little higher. Draw the belly in. So keeping everything very squared. Begin to stand up tall. See if you can extend the leg like a pendulum straight forward. Bring both arms up. Lift a little higher. Cross the left ankle over the right side. Make the figure four. Keep reaching up with your arms. You got it. Lower your seat. Slide your hands to your hips. Move your hips back. Like take your thumbs into the hip creases. Yeah. Now bend deep. I know. Bend deep, Jenna. Like think chair with this chair with ankle to knee. So you're bending, 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 and then you're going to come down. And that's why the blocks are good. And you can place them down. Yeah. And you set yourself up here. And like we did, this is why we did it on our backs, because you really want to feel the strong flex of this left leg. And then if you can get the foot to wrap around that right tricep, that's half the battle. If you flew on the other side, go for it. If not, just stay here. Keep bending into that standing right leg, moving that weight into your heel. You got it. At the same time, if you're in a flying pose, come back nice and slow. At the same time, bring your hands to your hips. Start to move out, stand up tall, feet together. Just stand for a second, top of mat. Sweep your arms straight up. Look up with your eyes. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Step or float through your vinyasa. Just move it around a little. Yeah. Upward facing dog. Hips up and back, downward facing. Right foot forward. Yeah. Back leg strong, crescent lunge. If your legs feel like toast, drop your knee and take it like this. Hands come to prayer at heart. Inhale the breath. Hook the elbow, turn to the right. I opt for this a lot. Yeah. Because I find I'd rather be in the pose and be in it well than be in something and be sloppy. And there could be an opportunity for injury there. So find what you know you can hold for the next 5 or 6 breaths. Yeah, back leg is strong if it's not dropped on the floor and you're leaning back a little. Yeah, open up your arms if you want a little bit more action, or just stay as you are. And this is big. Don't look all the way back because that rounds our spine. Look sideways or look up. Grip the hips underneath you and get in there. This is the good stuff. One more big breath in. Look down, place both hands to the floor. Step your back foot in so your legs can go straight right now. Come to your fingertips, long spine. So your legs are set up like they're gonna go to a twisting triangle. Hands to your hips, come halfway up and pause. Just halfway up, guys. Take your hands to your hips and like literally steer your right hip back. Make sure your left leg is strong and almost forward. Reach your arms back like airplane wings. Soften the right knee a little bit. Just be here. Good. Right hand comes to the flat part of your back. Left arm slides forward. Waist stays very long. Hand can rest on the front of the right shin today. This is a good spot if you don't have a block. Lengthen, moving your hips back, but your waist forward. Begin to look to the right. Twisting triangle. If you prefer a block, go any direction. I like the instep of the foot. Maybe the right arm can extend up. I'll remind you, Amy, make sure your feet are hips width. Yeah. So your right foot is forward and your left hand is down. There you go. Yeah. Jody, envision like I was behind you and I had a bungee wire and I was pulling you back. There you go. It's okay. It's yoga. The nut house is looking strong. Yeah, breathe. Nice, Dara. Great alignment, everyone. Look down, place both hands to frame your front foot, and it's over. Yeah, step to a downward facing dog. Just step back, down dog. Good. When you get to your down dog, guys, roll forward to a plank. Bend your elbows in half, chaturanga. Pull yourself to an up dog. Listen carefully. Curl your toes, rebend your elbows, chaturanga. Re-straighten your arms, plank. Hips up and back, downward facing. Land your left foot forward. If you missed that, you were smart. Sweep your arms out and up, crescent lunge. Hands to prayer at heart. Inhale the breath, hook the elbow. Here we go. Stay with me, guys. Last little bit of hard work. Back leg is set up like a strong plank. Lean back a little. Open up your arms if you want more, or back out of the pose. Grip your hips underneath you. Look up. Kareen, try widening your stance. And what I mean by that is to have your feet, your front leg and your back leg hips width distance. So walk your left foot a little bit more to the left and see if that gives you a little reprieve. 3 more breaths, guys. Good. Perfect. Look down, place both hands to frame your front foot. Straighten your front leg, straighten your back leg and scoot it in. Set up your feet so they're about 3 to 4 feet apart. Good. Hands to your hips, come halfway up and pause. Bring your arms back like a set of airplane wings. Steer your left hip back, activate your right thigh. Good. Left hand's gonna bend and come to the flat part of your sacrum. Right arm's gonna slide forward like we're shaking hands back in the old days. Hand's gonna come to the front of your shin or block. Begin to twist just your ribs. Extend your left arm up if you want more. If you're without the block, have your hand press actively into the front of your shin, keeping your right arm very straight. Another one, Amy, separate your feet a little bit, a little wider. Steer the hips back, look up with your eyes, anchor your feet, and lengthen and twist. One more big breath in. Look down, step to a downward facing dog. When you get to your down dog, here we go. Roll forward plank. Yep, bend your elbows in half, chaturanga. Pull yourself to an up dog. Recurl the toes, rebend the elbows, chaturanga, lengthen the tailbone, keep the neck neutral. Re-straighten your arms, plank. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Hop your feet through your hands, lay down on your backs. Lay down on your backs. Take your block with you, if you know you prefer that. Bend your knees in half, reach to the backs of the heels. Lift the tailbone up, interlace your hands, and scoop your shoulders underneath you for traditional bridge. If you know you need a block, slide it underneath your tailbone, any direction that you feel that you can get the most benefit. Press through your feet and your legs. Good. Jenna, bring your feet like 2 inches closer. There you go. That's it. And then let your thighs turn down and under. Good. Stay with this. Slide the block underneath if you're going to find a little bit more. Moving on. Flip the palms. Bring the chin to the chest. Take a giant breath in. Exhale the breath and lift up. Full wheel. If you're going for a full wheel, that's great. If you just want to stay with this, that totally works. You got it. Press the floor away. Lengthen from the tailbone to the backs of your knees, Jody. That's great. Steer your feet forward. Tuck your chin. Exhale your breath. Come out with control. Good. We're going to do one more. Here we go, with excitement and joy. If you just prefer to do like mimic legs up the wall, I'll show that one. Everybody else go up for another wheel. Bridge pose. A great option is to slide that block underneath and lift the legs straight up. You're creating the back bend by scooping your shoulders up. My hands are interlaced around the block. My arms are straight. If you're up in a full wheel, lengthen from the tailbone to the backs of your knees. Create the space there. Exhale the breath, start to come out. If your legs are straight up and down like mine, bend your knees in half, take the feet flat to the floor, lift the hips a little bit, remove the block, and then start to lower down. When your lower back hits the ground, wrap your arms around the front of your shins, hugging tight. Hugging really tight. Good. Reach your arms straight forward like a thunderbolt, like a tight ball that you're going to jump into a pool. Flex your feet. Draw your knees into your eyeballs. Keep reaching forward. Keep reaching forward with your arms. Now just extend your legs forward. Extend your legs forward, flex your feet, lift your shoulder blades. Scoop out your belly, hold. Keep reaching forward, keep reaching forward. Yeah, bend your knees again in half. Draw the navel in, start to come up to Navasana. The legs can be bent, the hands can slide flat to the ground. The chest lifts though. I'm showing a great version of Navasana when my hands are flat out in front of you, my heart and chest are lifted, my knees are bent. Flex your toes. Cross your ankles, plant your palms, step to a downward facing dog. When you get here, slide your right knee forward, half pigeon pose. Right knee forward. You got it. Yeah, and then fold. And if you get here, you ever have knee pain, you want to go back to this, where you thread the needle, you go on your back. This is a good option. This is how we started the practice. So if half pigeon doesn't feel good for you, then opt to go back onto your back. Just reminding you, you want your left thigh and hip towards the floor. So you're not rolling all the way to your right side. Very slowly, downward facing dog. Switch sides, left leg forward. If you're on your back, just switch. Turn the right thigh down, top of the right foot on the mat, and begin to come forward. So as you enter the slow part, this final minutes or 2 minutes left of this practice, let your body just really get quiet, your mind get quiet, your breath slow down. Savor it. Use the strength of your body, start to push yourself up. Lean onto your left butt cheek, slide your right leg forward. To finish today, just butterfly your feet, such as this. You can take them really close to you and just grab the front of your shins and sit up really tall. If this doesn't feel great for you, you can have your feet out a little further and you can do it more this direction. But just a couple breaths, let your inner and outer thighs just drop open. Sit up nice and tall. And then stretch your arms straight up towards the sky and slide forward. If your legs are a little bit more forward, then that's fine, just round. But really press the arches of your feet together and let your inner thighs drop open as your head drops down. Your arms are set up like a down dog. Scoop out your belly one last time here. And then as you pull yourself up and you slide your legs forward, bring them to the outer edges of your mat, turn your feet out, and then roll yourself down this direction. If you have 2 blocks, slide them underneath your thighs. Make Shavasana like really buttery and yummy here. Let yourself just go. Tell your family that you're sleeping and not to bother you for the next minute or 2, and just relax. Complete restoration. Let your Ujjayi breath go. Be still. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Take a loud, full, complete exhale breath out through your mouth. Bring your arms up over the top of the head, like reach like you're just waking up. Reach through your toes. And then wrap your knees in and wrap your arms around the front of your shins. Give them a big squeeze. Move slow as you bring yourself up to a seated position this morning. If you prefer to stay down, that's fine. I won't be offended. Bring your hands to a prayer and just feel today's practice. Yeah. Bow your head for a moment. Have gratitude. This was a good one. And then lift our heads, open our eyes. Namaste. Thank you for joining me as always. Have a great afternoon.